Using in-ear monitors has become the standard when it comes to monitoring on live gigs anywhere nowadays. But the question that I keep getting from so many people is, what type of fit do I need? Do I need custom in-ear molds, or do I need universals? What's the difference between the two? And so today we're going to be answering that question and comparing the pros and cons of both of these types of fits. And one thing I want to do with this video is show you what it's like on a professional gig, so you can get real, on the go, on the gig, practical advice on which ones are the best. I want to give a huge thanks to Beyerdynamic for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you're a returning viewer and you're wondering, Travis, where are you right now? I'm actually in my new studio. We just recently moved, me and my wife recently moved to a new house. The studio hasn't been completely set up yet. It will be very soon, but right now, this is all I got. What are universal in-ears? All universal in-ears are a type of fit that goes into your ears, where they don't have to be custom molded to your ears, so they can go into just about anybody's ears. But custom molded fits are ones where they actually make a mold of the inside of your ear, so only your ears can fit in the monitors. Universals are probably the ones you're going to start out with if you are just getting started with in-ears. Now, these are not bad. Almost every professional that I know has a set of universal in-ears with them at all times. Now, a few pros of universal in-ears. First, anybody can wear them. So like if you needed to borrow one from a friend, or you need to lend them over to a friend, you can change out the tips really easily and let somebody else use them. The next pro is that you can easily replace the in-ear buds and actually try different sizes out to find out what size is best for you. Now, when it comes to buds, man, they have like rubber ones, they have like foam ones. There's so many different types of buds that you can use. Most times you're gonna be able to find one that will work for you, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have a perfect fit every time you put them on. Now, the last pro I'd say is that most times universal in-ears are a little bit cheaper than custom molds. Most of them you can find for like $500 or less. Now, some of the cons for universal in-ears are that they don't always seal every time you put them in, because sometimes if you're sweating or different things like that, it may not want to stay in your ear, because what happens if that seal is not right, you can still hear noise from the audience or the crowd or from the stage, and it muddies up your mix and sometimes can even hurt your hearing. Now, another con is not too huge of one. The little rubber pieces that actually go into your ears can get worn down and you can lose them pretty easily. I've lost quite a few over the years. When they come off, you can't use them because it's just a plastic little tiny piece that will not be comfortable and not really sound good at all in your ears. It will have zero seal, but that's just if you lose them. If you have a bunch of them in your bag, that's an easy way of getting around losing earbuds. But there are definitely some more companies coming up using higher quality universal fit in-ears. So recently I just got some of these Beyerdynamic universal in-ears. I've been using Beyerdynamic headphones in the studio for a long time, but this is the first time they've ever made an in-ear. These are very, very high quality. They're very small, as you can see. They're very small, but they pack a really great quality sound from a universal ear. So we're gonna be taking these on the road to see if the band likes them and see what their take is on these versus their custom molds. Christmas came early this year. Let's see, what do we have? Guitar and voice. This is for you.
Which one?
That one.
Wait, what?
Guitar and voice, brother. You got some in-ears.
What?
You're gonna use
these are like ours to keep?
These are ours to keep.
No way.
So,
made in Germany. Incredible engineering.
Yeah, incredible. We'll be in Germany in just a few weeks.
That's true. Yeah. I'll have to use my German in-ears in Berlin.
So we're gonna try them out tonight and let me know what you think of them.
Well, dude, thank you so much.
What do we have here?
Classic instrument and keys. Wow, I just randomly grabbed that. That's yours.
What?
These are yours, brother.
Merry Christmas to me.
So
Thank you.
you're gonna use them tonight and let us know what you think about them.
All
These
right.
just came out, by the way. So, all right, let's see what else we have in here. Drums and bass. This is for the one and only Emily Hutzbeth,
What is this?
you got some in-ears from Beyerdynamic.
Thank you, Beyerdynamic.
So we're going to use them tonight, and let me know what you think of them after
Absolutely.
concert. So those are yours.
What?
Got a little fancy
They're
case with
in-ears.
it too. Check it out.
That case looks nice.
I know it is.
Let it slide from the table.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. That looks clean. Corey Himmer uses these.
Does he really?
How do they feel? They feel comfortable?
What?
Oh.
Cancels pretty well.
It cancels pretty well?
Yeah.
I gotta open mine now. Dude, these are the build of these are really, really nice. Like, especially whenever you hook them in. So it's like a little 3-pin. Hook them in like this. They snap in so easily, and they're really thin and light. And these little pieces right here go around your ear. So like when you put it in, it's like it goes around your ear and then loops in like that. Right now I don't have an earpiece in, so I gotta put an earpiece in so I don't mess it up or anything. But you got the foam pieces. You got different foam pieces, earpieces that are different sizes, like I think small, medium, and large. And then you have the rubber pieces in here as well, or kind of, I think they're extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. So you have literally every size in the book. Wow, that's a good seal. Wow. Wow, the seal is so nice.
Pretty impressive, yeah.
I'm excited to hear these. Most times when I've used this for like Sures or something like that, it's not good.
I haven't worn Universal Fit in a long time. They feel really good though for canceling.
Y'all be honest with me. Give me honest. We only do honesty on this channel. Now, custom molds. Custom molds are incredible. They are what I use all the time because they're so consistent. They always have a perfect seal because they're perfectly formed and molded to your ears. And that's what I love so much about them. Now that leads me to my first pro, is that they have a perfect seal just about every time. Now, I use my in-ears probably about 5 to 6 times a week, but with in-ear molds, it's so easy for me to just pop them in and they just give me that perfect seal every single time. Now, another pro is that usually when you get custom ears, it's not going to be a lower quality in-ear monitor. I mean, you could get single driver custom molds, but that's not something you really want to do. Most times when you're getting custom molds, you're probably getting 3 drivers or more. That's one huge pro, is that you can go up to 18 driver and the people are going to sell that in a custom mold, and that's really nice. Now this leads me to some of the issues that you can run into with custom molds. The first thing when I've got custom molds is that you got to keep your ears clean, or that earwax can build up very, very easily. Custom molds versus universal ears. Whenever I got custom molds for the first time, I had to start learning how to clean out my ears and clean out my actual in-ear monitors every single time I played. What also happens is that if you get wax in there, it covers up the little ear sound canal for sound to come through, so it can hinder your actual drivers, your actual sound in your mix. So you have to always keep it clean. Now with Universal Fit, you still have to do it, but it's just not as often as you would with customs. Now this one really got me when it comes to buying custom molds, is that you can't test out the in-ear monitors before you buy them. You really are just going off of videos like this and going off of what other people say about them and what they say on the website. Now the last con of this is pretty much the obvious one, is that custom molds are a little bit more expensive than universals. They can definitely range being more expensive, especially if you're getting molds in your ears and different things like that. It can definitely get pricey. Also just getting that, mold in your ears, and sometimes if you go to audiologists, they may charge you like $70 to just get that mold outside of the cost of the in-ear itself. Now my in-ears that I use all the time are these custom molded Alclair Prestige Icons. They got my logo on there. So these are the reason why I love these so much, is because they're just so consistent when it comes to it, and they have an incredible amount of headroom. So like usually when I'm going to places, I don't have to cut up the volume that much, because these are pushing a good amount of volume because of all the drivers it has in it. Now to answer the big question, which ones should you get? I'm going to say it really depends on how much you play. If you are somebody who is not traveling that much and you just need a good pair of in-ears that you just want to use playing at church or playing at a regular gig on a weekend, I would definitely get some good universal ears. Now, if you're someone who travels regularly, or if you're just somebody who just wants to drop some money on some ones that are always gonna have a perfect seal every time, definitely go for custom molds. Just know you don't have to spend a ton of money, you don't have to spend the thousands of dollars. So you can find a lot of different brands that make really nice universal and custom mold in-ears and sound really, really great. All right, so we just finished up from the concert, and the ears worked really well. I was actually very, very shocked on how well they did. All right, so how was the in-ears? Give us the lowdown.
Dude, okay. I use the Shure SE215s, which I'm sure a lot of you guys use as well. It's kind of like I feel like it's kind of like the standard. With the Shures, the seal is not very great, and I also feel like there's not a lot of headroom in the Shures. But with these, though, the seal is great, and there's a ton of headroom. And so I didn't have to jack the volume up to be able to hear everything. If you use SE215s and you're looking for a really good upgrade that's not gonna like break your bank, I think these are the in-ears for you, for sure.
Let's ask Emily.
Okay, so one thing I really enjoyed was the suction, the closed. It was so good. I really enjoyed that. Honestly, I'm gonna keep them in my bag because if I need a backup, they are next in line.
And the reason why she says backup is because she actually has some custom molds, kind of a lot like mine. For me, these would probably be a great backup as well. From my point of view, all they said was correct. Like, the seal is actually really great on these, surprisingly, for universal ears. The sound of it felt great. I actually didn't feel like I had to push up my volume that much. I guess the one maybe small con on my end, but
I have one con. I wish the cable was longer. I wish the cable was longer. The cable was really short. That's my only.
The only con he has is that.
Nitpicky.
For me, it was probably the little earpiece didn't mold fast enough for me going around my ear, so I had to kind of move it around a little bit at the beginning, but I think that could be improved on with time. Like, eventually it just gives a little bit more, but outside of that, they sounded great. Of course, they're not going to have like the 9-driver hi-fi sound like of what I'm used to. That's just not going to happen, because when you have ones that are not 9-driver, it's going to be really hard to achieve. But I'm definitely going to keep these in my backpack. And if you guys are interested, definitely check in the link in the description below. This was actually a really fun experiment, and I think every band member is planning on keeping them from here on out. So yeah, go check it out, and I'll see y'all next time. Now, if you like this video, please let me know in the comments section below, and don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and bell so you're notified when the newest videos are uploaded. Now, if you want to support this channel, there's a couple of ways you can. You can go to my website, travisdykesmusic.com, and make a purchase to any of the products on there. They'll go to this channel to bring you more videos, and you can check out all of my affiliate links in the description below, to where if you click and make a purchase through any of those links, this channel gets a kickback to bring you more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in another video just like this one, click right here.